Hey everyone, welcome to Fruition Garden. Thank you so much for clicking on my video again. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. Thanks so much for clicking on my video. I really hope you enjoy this one. I am going to be doing a quick little tour of the fruit trees that we have growing in the garden. So I'm gonna actually start up here, all the way up front. So first we have an Anna apple tree. Here's a look from afar. And believe it or not, I actually planted this when it was dormant, and I planted it in the winter. So it was a bare root tree, and once spring came, it came alive, and this is how it's looking now. It looks so healthy. It's called an Anna apple. This variety of apple needs a different variety to help with pollination. So the one that was recommended to me was the Honeycrisp apple, which is what I have here. So this is a Honeycrisp apple. As you can see, looking incredible. Honeycrisp apples are so good, one of my favorite types of apples. And I just can't believe all this growth because I literally planted this, it was a stick, and I planted it in the winter when it was dormant. And I was just hoping that it wouldn't like rot in the ground, but we had lots of compost in the soil and everything, and it has done so well. And this is how it's looking now. Can't wait to get apples. In between is my lemon tree, Meyer lemon. This is actually a plant that we got from our neighbor before he moved, and it is looking so healthy. It has so many lemons on it. I mean, it is absolutely loaded with lemons. And there's been a lot of them that have been yellow, so I took them off and threw them in the soil because they're taking energy away from the viable ones. So as you can see, they're really thriving now. They're able to get bigger since all of that energy is going to them now and not to the little yellow ones that are on the vine or on the stem. So like this one right here is definitely not going to get any bigger. It's just going to shrivel up. So I take it off, and it comes off really easily. That's another sign that it's probably not going to make it. And then I just throw it in there. So it's breaking down and feeding the soil, so it's not going to waste. And then we have another one over here, also a Meyer lemon tree. This one doesn't have as many lemons on it, and it actually lost a lot of leaves. However, I amended it with some comfrey tea that I made, and I poured it into the pot here, and then within a week we got all this new leaf growth coming in. So the tree is nice and full again, just showing the power of compost tea, of comfrey tea. Really works. That's why I love making it. But there it is. There's even some flowers, so we probably will get more lemons because there are some flowers on here, which is really awesome. Moving down, we have a peach tree that we planted in early spring, and it actually had like 3 or 4 peaches on it, but the squirrels bit into it. But that probably was all for the best, because it's probably better that this tree focuses on root growth this season, and then maybe we'll get peaches next year. Over here is my persimmon tree. Oh, it looks so amazing. So this persimmon tree has been getting this weird disease on the leaves every single year, and I was honestly thinking about pulling it up, but I decided not to. And I just made sure I put lots of organic matter at the base, grass clippings, food scraps, and I put lots of onions at the base as well, like scallions and things, because onions and like alliums and stuff like that are supposed to really help with keeping disease out of the soil. And I don't know if that is what did the trick, but I do know that every year the leaves get better and better, and this year I don't see any signs of those spotted leaves. It actually had transferred over to my fig tree as well, and this year I see no signs of it on my fig tree either, so I'm really happy about that. This is the other one. And I'm hoping we get persimmons this year. I'm not sure. If not this year, then definitely next year we should get persimmons, because that'll be the 3rd year or maybe the 4th year of having this tree. As you can see, I have scallions growing all in the soil. I just feel like it really helps make the soil healthier when you have like astringent vegetables growing. So onions and leeks and chives and things like that, garlic. I just feel like if you feel like there's disease in your soil, then you should just plant alliums everywhere. And also stone fruit likes to be planted with alliums. And I think persimmons are considered a stone fruit, if I'm not mistaken. While we're over here, I just want to show you this beautiful view underneath the fig tree. This is the fig, which has gotten so huge. Look how much shade is underneath here. And this fig tree has an incredible amount of figs on it. Look at all of these figs. We have some here, got a bunch of them here. I mean, they are everywhere. Everywhere. There are endless amounts of figs all over this tree. And the leaves are so healthy, no spots whatsoever. The roots are really reaching far and wide, and I think that's why this plant is so huge this year and why there's so many figs on it. Look at all those figs. So I'm so excited. The figs are so good. And let's get a nice far away look so you can see just how huge this tree is. In such a perfect shape too. So there is the fig tree. And over here is our trifoliate orange. This tree actually got flowers this year, and I thought I saw some fruit on it, but it keeps dropping the fruit, so I don't know. Maybe one year it'll decide to grow some fruit. But if not, it is a very nice looking tree aesthetically. It has very sharp thorns on it, so it's important to be careful. And if I ever prune it, I cannot, ooh, see, I just pinched myself. If I ever prune it, I cannot leave the stems on the ground because they will like stab you through the shoe. So, it's a really great hedge plant if you want to protect your yard. You like grow it as a hedge plant around your yard, and I think it's native to Asia, I believe. But yeah, it's called a trifoliate orange, and it gets fruit that are kind of like a lemon, but 10 times more sour than a lemon. So there it is. So whether it produces fruit or not, it's really nice, and we'll keep it here, and hopefully it will eventually produce fruit. We've got a bunch of oregano growing near the persimmon, which also I think the oregano growing here has also helped with disease prevention. Again, that's just a theory of mine. I'm not sure. I haven't done research on that, but just from observation, things that I've tried, could be a coincidence, but I think the combination of like planting the scallions and the oregano, just like this has healing properties that heal the body, and it is antibacterial, antimicrobial, I feel like it's doing the same thing for the tree as well, which is awesome. Over here is my herb garden. So it's, you know, in its beginning stages. I do have onions planted in here, but there's also calendula, there's chamomile, there's cinnamon basil. Cinnamon basil is so good. It actually tastes kind of like chai tea. If you make a tea with it, and mix it with like some milk of your choice, some honey, a little cinnamon. Oh, it's so good. It tastes just like chai tea. But it's less complicated. Like, you don't have to put all those different ingredients in it, but you still get the same chai tea flavor. So that's called cinnamon basil. Highly recommend. Just have a random moon and star watermelon, because why not? Got some, what is this? Holy basil growing here. A deer footprint. Okay. And over here we have some echinacea, So this is like the establishing phase. So I expect everything to kind of be puny this year, and then next year it'll be more established and come back stronger. Then we have some stevia, which is a natural sweetener. You just take the leaves off, you can dry them, and you can throw them in a loose leaf tea that you're brewing, and it'll give you sweetness just like you put sugar. So that's so cool. And then we have garlic over there, looking pretty good. Last but not least, we've got some more trees over here. This is another fig tree. I don't remember what variety it is. I'm hoping it's a honey fig. That would be amazing because I really want to try honey figs, but we'll see when it starts producing fruit. It has finally started to take off because I see lots of new growth. It was looking the same for a long time, but that's because the roots were getting established in the ground. So sometimes when it looks like nothing's happening, there's actually a lot happening. It's just happening underground. And then you start to see the fruits of that above ground eventually. I have a mulberry, a white mulberry tree somewhere. Oh, I think it's right here. Right here. Very small right now. White mulberry tree. And then this is another fig tree. This is a cutting from my neighbor's yard. I believe it's a brown turkey fig. So hopefully it'll take root. I can't really tell right now what's happening because it hasn't looked any different in a while, but just like the other fig tree, it's probably going to look like this for a while, and if all goes well, eventually the roots will get nice and established, and then we'll start seeing new growth on the top, and I will definitely let you guys know when that happens. We're going to head over here. Comfrey, beautiful flowers. Crepe myrtle, like it's beautiful pink flowers that look like they're gonna bloom soon. But over here are my blueberry bushes. I recently harvested from these, so check out my blueberry harvest video. Golden raspberry bush, which has beautiful golden raspberries. So since I put netting around my blueberry bushes, the birds have opted to eating all of my raspberries, and at first they used to leave these alone because they thought that they were supposed to turn red. That's why it's really great to grow the golden ones, because the birds don't pick at them as much because they think, you know, they're looking for a red color or a blue color, and that's what tells them that something is ripe. But I think they finally found out because they are always on this plant. But these are so delicious, so I don't blame them. They're so sweet. They have very little tart in them, and you really want them to get a super dark orangey color before you harvest them, and that's when they are the sweetest. Let's show you some other ones over here. This one can be harvested. You see how it's kind of like almost detaching itself from this part of the flower? That's when you know it's ready to pick. And it comes off really easily when it's like that. So these are called golden raspberries, and this spreads a lot. So all of these new canes are just coming up all around the garden, like here. I don't want it to come out too far, so what I do is I dig them up and put them in a pot, and I root them, and I'll either plant them somewhere else in the garden where I want them to be, or just keep them in a pot until I figure out what to do with them. These are the blackberries. Obviously they're not ripe yet, but hopefully I can actually get some of these because the birds absolutely love these. And since they turn like a dark blue color, there's just like, we don't stand a chance when it comes to harvesting from here unless we cover them. But sometimes they'll leave a few for us, so we'll see what happens. But that is the blackberry bush. So I actually forgot to show you all two additional fruit trees that we have. This is a pear tree. It's a chojuro pear. So it's an Asian pear. It's kind of shaped like an apple, and it's super sweet. It's said to have like a butterscotch flavor. I have some comfrey growing at the base, which actually seems to be really benefiting the plant. I noticed the leaves on these are super green, so I think that comfrey is really helping with nutrient distribution. But there is the pear tree, and of course I had to have another one for cross-pollination purposes. So I also have a sugar apple, or not a sugar apple, a sugar pear that I need to stake up because it's getting pretty tall, and I want it to stay upright as it grows. So here it is. This is our Eyers sugar pear. And let me show you the name of the other one. So when I got it, it was like 3 feet tall, and this is how tall it is now. So it grows super fast, and like I said, I planted it in the winter, and it's already going crazy with growth.